Welcome y'all to another episode of Digging in Texas. This particular episode is going to be a part 2 to Relic Hoard Uncovered. I'm going to show you some of the other artifacts that were dug and wasn't put in the video because the video would have been 2 hours long. I'd also like to introduce to y'all some of the guys that I took on this dig here in Texas. Peter Els from Aiken, South Carolina. Pete's been digging for probably about 40 years. Also Jimmy Laster from Virginia. Jimmy's probably been digging for about the same amount of time. Then we have Jeremy Vance from Kentucky. He is a veteran of the Marine Corps. Now, we're still trying to figure out how Jeremy got into our group. We have no idea. We're still trying to figure that one out. But we love our Marine anyway. He's a good guy. But anyway, we're going to lay some of these artifacts out on the table and we're going to show them to you and identify them. We'll get this camera turned around. We're going to get it pointed at some relics and see if we can't start identifying some of this stuff for y'all. Hey, it'll help some of the new people in the hobby. If you're new to relic hunting, it will help you. You might have some of this in your collection already. If you do, now you know what it is. So if we're able to help you out here at Digging Texas, hey, that makes this all worth the while. Alright, here's some of the bullets I dug at the last hunt we had here. There's about 3 or 4 different varieties. We have the sharps right here. You see, that's another one with the extra ring. That's several of those. We had the 54 caliber Springfield plug base mini. It's a pretty nice bullet. And we had little Mainers, little 37s, caliber Mainers. I'm digging a few of those out there with the disc. They're pretty nice. There's another one, a couple more right there. We also found a lot of musket balls. They vary in size, as you can see. There's quite a bit of bullets out there we dug. Here's some of the other buttons that I dug. Lots and lots of eagle buttons, 4-hole buttons. Dug a pile of them. This place really gives up the buttons, that's for sure. They're pretty nice. All these are the eagle buttons. Coat, cuff, and you got the pewter 4-hole buttons. A lot of that type of stuff. So, dug my share of them. All right, we're gonna bring out some of these other artifacts. Now, I dug this other Hart martingale out there. I actually dug 2 of them. This one here is solid cast brass. There's no letter or anything on it. It has the hook, one of the hooks left. It had another one here and one up here. It's probably a little earlier than the company lettered Hart martingales. They only made those company lettered Hart martingales for 2 years, 1851 to 1853. But this one was pretty neat. But anyway, that's the second one I dug. That's pretty interesting. When you dig stuff like this, that right there is the handle to a pewter spoon right there. That's what they look like. Also, we got some of these big rivets. Now when you get these guys, all right, these big rivets like this, these are big boys. These actually go to the knapsack, okay? It's the rivet that went on the knapsack. There they are right there. You can see they're pretty big. All right, so if you got some of them, big rivets, probably in a good place. These right here are called the J hooks, knapsack hooks, whichever you want to call it. They're all basically the same. So if you dig some of them, another one of those big rivets. This is a belt adjuster right there. Now this is a big wide belt. I would say probably a 4-inch belt. This is the adjuster for it. Also, when you find stuff like this, you see these little holes and it's thin brass, like so. This is the centerpiece to a pocket knife. If you guys that have pocket knives, you always know there's a centerpiece separating the different blades, and that's what this is right here. So when you dig that, know that that's what that is. These are shoulder epaulet scale. This is the scale. This went to the epaulet, but it's just individual scale. There were several of these on the epaulet. This is a rolled up. When the soldier rolled this up, I guess he was bored or he didn't like his epaulet. Anyway, that's also a good sign. Military stuff right there. Now little buckles like this, when you find little buckles like this, these went on the hat. These are kepi buckles, okay? Those went on the hat. So that's also a good sign that you're in the right spot for some awesome relics. If you dig this piece right here, it's a triangle piece to the knapsack, okay? So if you dig that piece, also know you're in a great spot. These right here are sling hooks, okay? These are the smaller variety. They make them in a larger size, rifle sling hooks, okay? But these went on a sling. They're the hooks to a sling. So you find these are awesome. You're in a good spot, okay? You might want to hunker down. Basically, when you find these kind of buckles like this, you know, like so, these are just, you know, harness buckles. Now what we have here, this is a watch key winder. Now, that's some mortar. It's caked on there. I decided to leave that on there. But if you find stuff like this, that is a watch key winder, okay? It's pre-Civil War. All right. Well, that right there is a lock escutcheon. All right. That's the escutcheon for it. The keyhole escutcheon, that's what it's actually called. You can see where the key went in there, so it's a keyhole escutcheon. More things. That right there is the reed to a musical instrument. Okay. Right there. See them? When you find that, you're in a good spot. This right here, what that is, it's brass. And this is the end of a pocket knife. Basically, the other piece that I had here, let me find it real quick and I'll show you kind of how it went. You had a pocket knife, okay, and this brass piece went right there on the knife. See there? That's kind of how it went. So you always find them broke like that, but hey, they had them back then too, so that's a good sign. Very good sign. Here's another one of those sling hooks right there. See there? You find that, that's good stuff. All right, here's some more stuff. Now that's another, when you find stuff like this, that's another key lock escutcheon right there. That's where the key went in. You find these. They come in all sorts of shapes. Now, they're old though. Here's another thing. It's the end off a mechanical pencil. There ain't much left of it, but I know what it is. I've dug a lot of pieces of them, so there's that. Here's something that's pretty neat. Now, when you're out there digging, and you this might not look like much, but to me, this is what I look for. This is better than a gold coin to me. This piece right here, it's a piece of lead, and it's got a little knot on it, as you can see. What this is called a sprue. When they make bullets, you know, they'll sit in camp and make bullets. This would be the puddle. They'd pour it, this would puddle up, and they'd cut it off right there. And then this would be just dropped on the ground. But because that's dropped on the ground tells me they were sitting there making bullets. That means they were losing coins and other stuff. So that right there is better than a gold coin to me, because I know I'm fixing to find some good relics. So keyhole cover, it swiveled like so. You know, they'd move it, put the key in, and cover it back up over the hole. Okay, keep dirt and whatever else out of it. But they usually have, you know, some kind of maker mark on here, England or whatever, something like that. There's another key escutcheon went around the keyhole. Like I said, they come in all kind of different shapes and sizes. So this piece right here is a parasol guide, an umbrella. Okay, you see where all the arms went through it right there, and this slid up and down like that on the shaft when they pushed the umbrella open and then closed. But that's what that is. You'll find these in a lot of Civil War camps, a lot of cavalry camps. They want to stay in the shade. Now this piece right here is another reed to an instrument, something like an accordion, something of that sort. Everybody, you know, all these guys had somebody in there to play something, so, you know, they made it happen. I wish I could hear some of the songs that they played. Also, when you find something like this, what this is a suspender buckle, but it's not all there. It's missing the bar that went across here and 2 teeth, okay? It's just missing. A lot of times there'll be a date right in here. There'll be a date put right in here, okay? So if you find that, that's a good piece. I mean, they live in there. What we have here, believe it or not, is a rosette. It's just a plain rosette. It dates about 1850. You can see what's left of it. It looks like it's been hot, but that's what that is. This right here is part of a harmonica. You know, most of y'all probably know that, but for those that don't, that's part of the harmonica. Now, if you find this piece, what's interesting about this is part of the shoulder epaulet, okay? You can see the 3 holes on each side. That was for sewing it on the uniform, but this is part of the epaulet. So if you find that, and you're in it, I guarantee you. Now, most would think that this right here is the handle to a spoon, but it is not. Believe it or not, this is a handle to a bullet mold. Okay, that's the handle to a bullet mold. You can see the end, how that looks. It did not have a spoon on the end. So make sure when you find these iron handles like this that you look at it real close, because the rest of the bullet mold's probably laying there. Because without this, he could not make bullets and he would chunk the rest of it. I hope that helps some of you out there that's new to the hobby or been digging and trying to identify some of your stuff. We have some big digs coming up here in the near future. I have the NDL that I put on the National Detecting League. And then I have the Mardi Gras, where 10 of us get together and spend a week digging. Rent about $1 million house. We're going to video that this year. That ought to be good. Then we're going to go back to where we just come from and do that dig. And we'll got some great sites coming up, man. So hopefully we'll have some more stuff to show y'all. And I'm going to try with every episode to lay out some artifacts and identify them for you. So until then, I wish you all great success in the field, and I wish you the best of luck.
It's live from film. Say, deep in, yeah. The prairie sky is wide and high. Come on. That's very good. The sage and bloom is live from film. One more time. Yeah. Reminds me of what I love.